And
Sir.
it's not your time to talk,
Sir.
Mr. Williams. It is not your turn to talk.
Let's roll, nerds.
Marcus Williams. Okay. Marcus Williams, Mr. Walker, you'll both please raise your right hands. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Williams, your case is 18 SR 1338. Do you understand that you're here today because you're on probation with the Spalding County State Court, and your probation officer has filed paperwork with me alleging that you're out of compliance with your probation? You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to go forward with your hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Williams, this first, there's 5 allegations on your petition. The first one says that you missed some report dates. Did you miss some report dates?
I miss phone report dates, but I would come to the office every time I had to report and bring your money and bring community service papers.
Okay. All right, so you missed some phone report dates.
Yes, sir.
Did you get behind on your fines and fees and not use community service work to get caught up? Actually, all the rest of them have to do with community service work. So,
So can you repeat that one more time?
yes, I'm just reading them through. Hold on just a second. Did you fail to keep us updated with the proper legal mailing address?
I had messed up. I just had moved into a new house, so I just messed up on like one number.
Okay.
And I called her like 2 days ago and I gave her the right address after she told me that I had a warrant and all of that. So
Yes. And then the big one, which you know is a big one, which you know what you're here on, which is that you turned in hours for Facebook community service work, summaries of my court proceedings that could not be verified that were done by you.
no, that was done by me. I don't understand how she figured that out.
Okay, let's talk that through then. I'm going to let them go first. This is an adversarial hearing. I'm going to, Mr. Walker is going to go first for the state. Mr. Walker, is it going to be you or Ms. Matthews testifying on this matter?
Ms. Matthews is actually about to take over.
All right, if you'll swap with her, I'm going to swear her in, and then she can be your first witness. Wow. All right, good morning, Ms. Matthews.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, if you'll please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Judge, I do.
State your full name for the court reporter.
Marty Matthews.
And just for record purposes, what's your role with JAG?
I'm the Chief Probation Officer of our Griffin office.
All right, the court has called the state of Georgia versus Marcus Williams. This is a contested hearing. In fact, Mr. Williams, you can have a seat right there because this is going to be a little bit of a longer hearing. And that way you've got a comfortable place to sit while we're having the hearing. You can just stay in that seat and use the microphone in front of you. And I'll come back to you in just a minute. Okay, Mr. Walker has called you as his first witness. And so I'm going to turn the floor over to you to have you tell me what you think I need to know about this petition.
All right, Judge. This case was actually consecutive to another state case. While this case began in approximately July, he's been on phone report for the duration of this case. Never once have I required him to report in person in the office. So all of the missed appointments are phone appointments. Those are July 10th, July 17th, August 28th, September 11th, October 23rd, November 20th, December 4th, and December the 18th. As to the allegation of failing to pay his court fines and fees, he's currently in arrears on the probation fees. $90 right now. and he has done or accepted community service and gave me the wrong street. It should have been 5th Street, not 6th Street, versus an address being incorrect. I then informed Mr. Williams at that time I can only send mail to the address that he provides me. I don't live here local, so I'm not aware of the different street names. But again, when he provides an address, that's where I send all legal correspondence to. In reference to the community service, Judge, you've got 2 separate violations. The reason you have that is the community service that was first turned in on October 30th was actually turned in with no name at all. That community service sat on my desk for several months. No one claimed that I had not appropriately given them credit for any community service. It wasn't until the latter community service was turned in approximately on December the 8th. Once I was reviewing it, when it came in to Ms. Rich up front, she noticed that there was no name on it, so she had Mr. Williams apply his name to all the documents that he was turning in on that date. She then put it in my box. When I retrieved it from my box, I was looking at the handwriting and noticed it appeared very similar to the handwriting of the no-name documents that I've had since October. I reviewed the document. In my personal opinion, the handwriting is the same handwriting as the no name on the 30th. I chose to list that violation separately, Judge, in case you chose to rule that one out. The community service, I apologize, December 7th, not December 8th. December 8th is when I reviewed it. On December 7th, after reviewing it, the handwriting that Ms. Rich advised me that Mr. Williams actually wrote his name on himself is not the same handwriting on the documentation. I then pulled his file out and reviewed all documents that he signed when he was placed on probation. My personal opinion, the handwriting where he placed his name at the top matches all handwriting on all documents that he signed once he was placed on probation. Again, it looks nothing like the handwriting on the papers. I did not assign hours to these verses. I'm referring to them as 11 pages because the instructions were not followed. I have not had any conversation with Mr. Williams until yesterday, so I was not able to advise him that he wasn't properly completing the community service by the directions of one session, completely documenting 1 page per session. Pretty much it's like a page per case is way that the community service was turned in to me.
Okay. And that is the packet that you sent over to me that I'm looking at. That is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11. So I have an 11-page packet. Is this going to be State's Exhibit 1?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
All right, I'm going to pass it over to my court reporter and ask her to mark it. Okay, it has been marked as State's Exhibit 1. Are you tendering it at this time?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
All right, it is tendered. Mr. Williams, the state has tendered State's Exhibit 1 into the record. And the question that's on the table, Mr. Williams, and take a minute and look at that, is whether or not, oh, he needs to sign this too. I've got it. He needs to go sign that. Is whether or not I can use that, or I should use that, in my decision-making process. And so that's what that is.
Sir, can I say something, please?
You can if you acknowledge what I just said.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay with you, or actually go ahead and sign that real quick. Let's do this. We got a couple things we're spinning in the air here. That's just your acknowledgement that we're having this hearing.
January 7th, 1/7.
All right, I'll take that back. And
Just saying that we have a hearing on today.
okay, Mr. Williams, you said you wanted to say something to me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Only thing that I can say is that I will be reporting. The only thing that I missed.
Stop. I thought you wanted to say something about the packet. Do you want to say something about the packet? That's the only thing we're talking about right now.
What?
We're talking about the packet right now.
What about it?
Do you have any objections to me using it and making my decision?
No, sir.
Okay. If you'll pass it back up then, and I'm going to announce that State's Exhibit 1 is tendered and admitted without objection. And Mr. Williams, you will be given an opportunity to speak and tell me what you want me to know. However, this is not that moment. Right now, the witness is testifying for the state, that's Ms. Matthews. And when she finishes testifying, what's going to be next for you is you're going to be given an opportunity by me to ask her any questions you may have to bring out information that you think would be helpful in your case. Are you with me so far about where we're at procedurally?
Yes, sir.
All right, these hearings have to take a very specific pathway, and we're going to follow it. All right, Ms. Matthews, State's Exhibit 1 is tendered and admitted without objection. I have it in my hand. Please continue testifying on this matter.
After I spoke to Mr. Williams yesterday, he stated that, he was coming to the office, and I informed him that when he comes to my office and drops off a payment or community service, that's not a report. He has to contact me, or someone from my staff has to go through a full interview, which includes several questions. This is my third case with Mr. Williams, so therefore I feel that he would be very familiar with what that process and those line of questioning would be, because he would have gone through that process multiple times. He stated that Ms. Rich, my admin, would just basically tell him, I got you, and tell him he could leave. I spoke with Ms. Rich. I've also subpoenaed her for today's hearing if it's necessary, Judge. She did take his appointment once on October the 9th, which is documented in the system. If he had spoken to anyone else on my staff, they would have documented that they spoke to him and took his report or placed a collateral contact in there. That way I wouldn't have held him to any missed appointments. Most of the dates that he brought a payment on or dropped community service on are not the dates that he's being accused of missing an appointment.
Okay. Anything else?
Judge, at this time I rest.
I've got a few questions for you, and then Mr. Williams is going to get a chance to ask questions of you. Have you had any previous interactions with Mr. Williams providing forged or unverifiable or fraudulent or whatever term you want to use community service work hours?
Yes, Your Honor. My very first case for Mr. Williams was actually a municipal court case where he turned in community service from the Fayette County Humane Society on letterheads that stated that Corrine Eckhart, I believe her last name was, approved that. I subpoenaed Ms. Eckhart and her supervisor. They both appeared in court at approximately, I believe it was April of 2019, and testified. He was found guilty of turning in forced community service at that time as well, and was sentenced to 75 days in jail, or 76 days, Judge.
Okay. All right. Mr. Williams, if you have any questions for Ms. Matthews, lean into the microphone and you may ask her questions at this time if you have any.
I don't have any.
All right, no questions for Ms. Matthews. All right, Ms. Matthews, I'll have you step out and Mr. Walker can call his next witness.
Next.
Judge, if Mr. Williams doesn't have any questions, I don't know that we will need Ms. Rich's testimony.
All right, then you rest at this time.
Yes, Your Honor, and I'll finish out this case if that doesn't bother you.
Not at all. All right, in fact, I prefer it because this is your case. All right, so, Mr. Williams, the state has rested, which means that they have provided me with everything they're going to provide me on this case for me to make a decision, which means it's now your opportunity. You can raise your hand, but I'm about to...
I really feel like I had a little help on the community service.
You
I was
did?
embarrassed. I was embarrassed to say it though.
Okay,
My wife would sit there and write down everything that I say. Like looking at a phone and trying to, comprehend all of that.
okay.
I was just embarrassed to say it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Ms. Matthews, is that information you were aware of?
No, sir, he's never made that statement. I actually asked him about the community service yesterday. His statement to me is when he comes into my office and writes his name on it, he does it in a hurry. While he's at home, he has much more time and he's able to take his time and write it out neatly, is what he specifically told me yesterday when I gave him the opportunity to be truthful with me about the community service.
Okay.
Shoot me, sir.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Williams.
I was just embarrassed to tell anybody. I can't comprehend, like, looking at a phone and trying to just, like, I was in a redoing they didn't know that if you really want me to be honest with you. I just didn't want to sit there and I just didn't want to, I have my wife out there if you don't believe me though.
Well,
Like, she'll write
Your Honor,
down
there's
everything.
other locations he could have chosen to go to if he wasn't able to complete the virtual community service. And again, we did this modification hearing. Give me one moment, Judge. Back in September, when a lot of things had opened back up. It's not that he accepted it back during the shutdown time. So he's had other options. He chose the virtual option.
yes, I'm with you, Ms. Matthews. Okay, let me pivot over to Mr. Williams then. Mr. Williams, is there anything else you want to tell me about your case?
No, sir.
All right. Do you wish to call your wife as a witness? Whether or not you call her is completely your decision. And I'm not going to tell you one way or the other whether you should or shouldn't, because that's not my job and my role, and it would be improper for me to do that.
I shouldn't. I already told you. I told you the truth, so it really doesn't matter.
All
So
right.
I'm not gonna call her.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Williams?
No, sir.
Do you rest?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Matthews, any rebuttal?
No, Judge.
Okay. Okay. All right. Mr. Williams, here's what we're doing. I guess what's got me in trouble, Mr. Williams, is that I'm looking at your sentence sheet. And on your sentence sheet here, which is dated April 10th of 2019, when I let you enter this plea, you asked me to let you enter it as a best interest plea. And that's always important to me with a revocation, because it lets me know whether or not someone in their original case took full responsibility for their case, or they just simply said, I just don't want to fight it. And
Sir.
it's not your time to talk,
Sir.
Mr. Witt. It is not your turn to talk.
Yes, sir.
I asked you if you had anything else to say. You said no. Do not interrupt me again.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
This is my courtroom, Mr. Williams, not yours. I gave you a full and fair hearing. I was very respectful to you, and you will not interrupt me. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Do not do it again.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Williams, when I was looking at your final disposition, I clearly see on here that you asked me to let you enter your case as a best interest plea, which means you did not take responsibility for your actions on your original case. Then, I'm looking at the fact that Ms. Matthews just testified that you previously, to the Judicial Alternatives of Georgia, turned in false, fraudulent, and forged community service work on a 2019 case. I'm also looking at the fact that you repeatedly asserted to them that these were your hours and that they were proper. I'm lastly realizing that now that you've realized that your back is to the wall and that bad things are about to happen, you're telling me that your wife wrote them. Now, I appreciate the fact that you've come clean. That's not lost on me. But you waited until the last possible second which means that you're not doing it because you think it's the right decision. You're doing it to save your butt. Guess what? It's not going to do you a bit of good. You lied to me. You committed a felony by providing a false set of information to a government agency, me, and I will respond appropriately. The fact of the matter is that my probation officers have to work really hard with this Facebook thing. It is a huge burden on them to read everybody's reports and try to give people community service work hours from their home. It is something I have zero patience with for cheaters. Zero. Because it means that they've got to go figure out what the heck just happened. I've then got to have this hearing, and then at the very last minute you say, well, actually my wife did it. Well, frankly, it's too late for that. You've committed the felony. You've done the thing that I have no patience with. And you did all of this on a case where you refused to take responsibility first of all. So you have not taken responsibility, in my opinion, at any of these stages until the last possible minute where you realize things are going bad, and then you tell me that your wife did it. So, Mr. Williams, the fact of the matter is that if you had 700 days left, I would revoke 700 days. But sadly, that is not available to me. I only have 184 days left. Well, guess what? You're going to serve 184 days in the Spalding County Jail. You may go with the deputies.
Mr. Williams?
Your Honor, for the record, he does have a consecutive case. Could we please just inform him to report within 48 hours of release for that case to begin?
Yep.
Judge, can I say one more thing?
Sure.
I swear I did everything that I could. Only thing I messed up on was not calling, man.
Only thing you messed up on, Mr. Williams, was
I was
cheating.
embarrassed. I was embarrassed. That's all. I even called her and told her that I just had got my stimulus check. I was trying to give her $500.
Then don't cheat.
Sir, please. Come. I did. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, wait. Sir, can I please go get my wife a hug out there?
No.
Let's go.
Go.